Good evening and welcome to the live broadcast of our British Touring Car Challenge for National Motorsport Week here live at Simply Race. Tonight we'll be doing three short races. Three short races in the British Touring Cars, all completely different touring cars. You can see a mix of Ford Focuses, and there's one of the drivers at the back who jumps to start, and the green lights come on, and one of the Ford Focuses at the front hasn't gone. And there's a bit of chaos behind as we go six abreast into Paddock Hill Bend. Brands Hatch Indy is the circuit today, and drivers need to give each other a little bit more space as one of the Ford Focuses goes sideways. He gets a bit of a tap, but he was going on the way, and Matt Goodger-Scott gets collected on the way through as well. Let's have a look at the drivers at the front. So Will Murphy leads. We're following the Honda Yuasa of Jake Biggerstaff, and he's rubbing with, I think that was Jake Hawksworth, I think, and that's one of the drivers recovering. If we just move back to the front, this is some close battling in the midfield. If you just bear with me for 1 second, I'm going to turn off the auto camera, which is why we've moved away. So Stephen Moffat we're on board with at the moment, as well we're following at the moment. Stephen Moffat looking to overtake Jake Hawksworth. Stephen Moffat driving the BMW 1 Series, which is a rear-wheel drive car. They generally have a slightly better start to the race, and some aggressive manoeuvres from the other 125. So, oh wow! In the background, you can see one of the drivers flipping at turn one. We were warned not to get too close onto the big curbs at Paddock Hill Bend. Stephen Moffat is passed, by the way, and Ben Irwin's following him as well, but he will receive a warning for his conduct. Jake Hawksworth is looking to get back past. Oh, sorry, no, this is it is Jake Hawksworth, and Jack Ashton has got past Jake as well. At the front, we've got our race leader is now Josh Banwell. So Josh Banwell followed by Will Murphy. Two Honda Civics. The Pertec liveried car is Josh Banwell, and the Yuasa car of Will Murphy. I'm hearing that third and fourth place. I'm not sure who it was at the time. Just had a big crash. I'm just trying to see if we can find that of a replay in a second. If we go on board now with Will Murphy as they make their way down the back straight and into clearways. Got to make sure you brake straight in a straight line here, and bit of a missed apex there from Josh Banwell. Does he get a good enough drive off the bend? Will Murphy all over the back of Josh Banwell's car as they come across the line. I don't think Will's quite got the legs to make a move in someone, or maybe he does. He thinks twice and backs out in the end, putting lots of pressure on Josh Banwell at this stage of the race. Third placeman, which we've mentioned, is Rob Munns. He's a second and a bit back, but nicely on his own in third place. Then is Stephen Moffat, who started all the way down in 14th place. Ben Irwin was in 15th place, so very well done to those guys. Jake Biggerstaff is in sixth place as we go side by side with the two leaders. Will Murphy then up into the lead on lap 3 of 12. Very short races on Brands Hatch Indy. Very short circuit. If we hop on board with Josh Banwell as they come across the line to complete the fourth lap. They're on to their fifth lap now. For you guys watching on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to give us a comment. We'll do our best to give you a shout out or answer any questions that you have. If you're interested in getting involved, then let me know. We can tell you the day of the next races. We've got lots of races going on this week as part of National Motorsport Week, with discounts as well to get people as involved as possible. And we were following Jack Ashton, who is currently leading the Simply Race Touring Car Championship, which is all held in the BMW 1 Series, which is what Jack is driving today. Jack has managed to find a way past, I think, it was a back marker, right, so apologies. So Jack Ashton is currently following Jake Biggerstaff. Jake Biggerstaff ahead of us in the second of the two Honda Yuasa racing cars as they come through turn number 1, very sideways from Jake. It's great to see all of the lift-off oversteer that you get in such a car. It's really close now between Stephen Moffat and Rob Munns. We're on board Stephen Moffat on the nose cam. You see how sideways the front-wheel drive cars get, but they just bury the throttle and it makes them brings them back round again. So close between these guys. Round the final corner, and Stephen's looking to make a move. Will Murphy's still leading, by the way. We'll give you an update on that. But there's only 2 seconds between the two at the moment as they're coming round Paddock Hill. So we're a couple of seconds behind them. We can just about see them in the distance. So elsewhere, I'm hearing from Race Control that Jake Biggerstaff has made a mistake and given up 5th position to Jack Ashton. As we can see, one of the back markers go off in the Pertec Honda car. So for Colin, he's commenting, no tyre wear on today. It's just short sprint races, so we've gone with no tyre wear, but tyre temperatures certainly affect them. So you'll find with the rear-wheel drive cars, they are likely to get high tyre temperatures on the rear tyres, which can give quite a bit of a problem later on in the race. As we're on board with Stephen Moffat, and they've got a bit of a challenge here to make sure they get past the back markers. I think Rob Munns is rubbing a little bit too much with all those back markers, and he might lose it here, and he's lost it. So Rob Munns, who was in 3rd place, he was getting way too aggressive with one of the back markers, and now has dropped all the way down into 7th place as he recovers back onto the track. And we are now with Jack Ashton, and the driver we were following before, Stephen Moffat, lost a bit of time there, and Jack Ashton is now on the back of him. Both of these drivers started quite low down. Jack Ashton started... Oh, that's Josh Banwell. So Josh Banwell's dropped back. So Josh Banwell in the Pertec Honda is part of this battle as well. So these 3 drivers are fighting for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position. Will Murphy's running away from it a little bit at the front. 8 laps of 12 completed. There's a bit of a squeezing in the braking zone from Stephen Moffat. Although, at the moment, Josh Banwell is leading this group anyway, with Stephen Moffat in 2nd, Stephen Moffat in 3rd, Jack Ashton in 4th. I keep forgetting this isn't for the lead. You can see that in the top of your screen there are yellows in sector 1. That's cleared now, so we don't have to worry about that as we cross the line to complete another lap. Just about to complete lap number 9, and it's a real train for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. On board with Jack Ashton, he's looking to the outside, he comes across back to the inside. Is he going to be a late one on the brakes? A bit of a sideways moment for Stephen Moffat. Moffat loses the place to Ashton. Ashton up into 3rd place, gives Josh Banwell a bit of a break, but there's still a couple of laps to go. Plenty still to race for. We've got 2 more races coming up after this. On board with Stephen Moffat, who's just lost that position out. And they come through clearways again. Still very, very close between these drivers. And also, if we can cut to a different camera angle, just at the back, there's Jake Biggerstaff, who's recovering in 5th. He's about to join this group. All these drivers are battling so hard together, they're compromising their lap times. That's allowed Jake Biggerstaff to make some big gains. And oh no, I say that, he's then gone into a barrier. So he's lost it at turn number 1. So he's going to lose all of that time he just gained, and maybe even more positions. Ben Irwin will probably be hunting him down for 5th place now. Oh, and some contact there. I think that was not the best move, although it might be that Jack Ashton was slightly losing it beforehand. Let's see if we can get a replay. So this is the corner previous. So Jack Ashton heads down the hill. He's coming into... Right, okay, so if we have a look at that, again, coming down the hill, Jack Ashton hits the back of the car in front. That's Josh Banwell. Josh Banwell going really, really slowly through that corner. And I think it was a bit unfortunate, really, a bit of a racing incident. Josh Banwell slowed down more than he was expecting, and that has caused that collision between the 2 drivers. So Jack Ashton now dropped back down to 6th place. Stephen Moffat is pushing hard to take second. I think this is the last lap, this is the last lap. So Josh Banwell takes second place. Josh Banwell in second. Stephen Moffat in third. Jake Biggerstaff in fourth. Ben Irwin is about to take fifth place. Tom Simpkins in sixth place, and Jack Ashton's dropped another place down into seventh. So the drivers are going to take, in fact, they're not going to take any break at all. We're going to go straight into our next race, and you might bear with us for a few seconds whilst we tell the drivers that it's going to be a reverse starting grid of the one before. So just bear with us for a little bit on that one. So you should now be able to see, so apologies, you should be able to now see on your screen the webcam of the venue. Some of the drivers just getting out of the pods for a second. We are going to chuck them back in again in a second so we can get crept back on with the second of our qualifying races. So it's 2 qualifying race heats. Where you finish in those heats then determines where you start in the grand final, and that determines who gets the trophies for this evening as well. So if anyone's got any questions or anything they want to say, feel free to leave us a comment on either Facebook or YouTube, assuming to both of them this evening. Hello to Callum Cripps. We were upset that you couldn't be with us this evening. We hope Spa is treating you well. I'm sure you guys will have a great weekend. Let us know how it's going. Are you testing today, or is it start tomorrow? Not sure how it works with you guys. So driver's just grabbing a quick glass of water, and then we'll be cracking straight back on. Okay, guys. So we're just about to start. You should be able to see on the webcam that all the drivers are taking their seats at the moment. Once again, thank you very much for those of you who are tuning in either on Facebook or on YouTube to watch our racing this evening. Should be looking forward to some more close races. It was quite close on that one. A couple of big incidents, of course. The driver was pushing a little bit too hard, especially on the first few laps. But we're looking forward to some really, really close competitive racing for the second round. We're about to start. Good luck to all the drivers, and here we go. Okay, so here is the grid for race number 2 this evening. Ben Irwin will start on pole position with Stephen Moffat in second. Matt Goodger starting in third place. Jake Biggerstaff in fourth. Ben Howard in fifth. Jack Ashton 6th. Greg Moore in 7th. Sam Terry 8th. Rob Munns in 9th. Tom Simpkins in 10th place. Ryan Holden in 11th. Will Murphy will start in 12th with Jake Hawksworth in 13th. Marcus Mills in 14th. And rounding up at the right at the back will be Josh Banwell. So you can see a jump start there from number 8. That was Sam Terry. And a good start from Jack Ashton. You can see him all over the guys at the front already. Really excellent start for him from... Oh, no! And a spin from one of the drivers at the front has caused all sorts of chaos. It's all gone horribly wrong. So that's what the problem that happens at Paddock Hill. If someone spins at the front, everyone else has got to commit so hard into turn 1 that it ends up with lots of chaos happening. Both Stephen Moffat and Ben Irwin receiving warnings for their contact on the opening lap. Jack Ashton has made his way up into the race lead.
Safety cars come out.
Let's go for a restart. So race control made the decision to go for a restart of the race due to the number of incidents. So bear with us for a second. Okay, guys, so we're going to go with a restart. Messy race that time. Let's try again. So we'll start again with Ben Irwin and Stephen Moffat, both of whom received a bit of a warning for their conduct in the first start of the race. So hopefully it'll be a little bit cleaner. Ben Irwin on pole in the yellow BMW 1 Series, the blue 1 Series of Stephen Moffat starting alongside him. They should really get a good drive off the start line. Rear-wheel drive cars historically start a little bit better. We're just waiting for the lights now. And away we go. And it's a great start from 4th place Jake Biggerstaff. Jake Biggerstaff gets alongside Stephen Moffat coming into turn number 1. It's going to be a bit hairy again, especially for those drivers on the outside. Oh, it's a bit better, although there is a big crash behind. And Ben Irwin was one of the drivers who lost out there. I'm not sure how exactly that happened. He tried to turn in a little bit on... who was it? He tried to turn in on Jake Biggerstaff. Jake Biggerstaff takes the lead. Matt Goodger-Scott in 7th place. He started 3rd, but I'm sure he'll be happy just to keep going this time. And... the drivers made their way around, and that was one of the Ford Focuses losing it almost on their own. A little bit of contact, I think, but it was all his own contact. Tom Simpkins it was. And as we follow the team hard-coloured car, If you look really closely, there's some Simply Race sponsorship on there. Anyway, moving forward, let's have a look at the top drivers. Jake Biggerstaff is right at the front here, and he's under a lot of pressure from Stephen Moffat. Jack Ashton in third. The battle you can just about see in the background is between Rob Munns and Will Murphy. We'll try and keep an eye on that battle as well. It's really, really close between all of these drivers. So the Honda leads 2 1 Series BMWs. We're on board with the first of those 2 BMWs now, Stephen Moffat, as they head into clearways for the second time. Jake Biggerstaff defending well. And Jack Ashton is probably keeping Stephen Moffat quite occupied. He's going to have to... Moffat's going to have to try and attack and defend at the same time. It's not an easy skill to do as the drivers come into Paddock Hill Bend. You've got to be really careful not to take too much curb here. Lots of drivers have been a bit too greedy into turn 1. And Will Murphy has got past Ron Munns. So Will Murphy into third. Looks like Ron Munns might lose a couple more places as one of the Civics gets and clashes doors. That was, I'm not sure. We'll try and find out. It's very close, isn't it? So Tom Simpkins is in the Ford. Then Ron Munns is in the Civic. So we're on board with Josh Banwell, who's behind Rob Munns at the moment, coming into clearways. And the all a bit wide there from Tom Simpkins, but the 2 Civics clash. Oh, and they've managed to hold it in a straight line. It's going to give a bit of potentially a gift to Matt Goodger-Scott in the Team Hard event sys. Oh no, there's a massive crash. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of that. I think the Civic comes across the front of Matt Goodger-Scott. Yeah, so just give you a quick replay of that again. So coming across the start-finish line, it just comes completely across. There's no wonder at all that there was an incident there. So until... where are we? We've got 4 laps in. Jack Ashton and Stephen Moffat are now the top 2, so which means Jake Biggerstaff's lost out to the 2 rear-wheel drive 1 Series, BMW 1 Series. So we've not very long left. So where are we? So apologies. We've got lots of incidents going off all around me at the moment, so trying to keep on top of it. Jack Ashton coming across the start-finish line as they both come to complete lap 5 of 12. We're almost halfway through. We're on the halfway lap at the moment. Jack Ashton gets a good drive out of Paddock Hill Bend into Druids. He's going to have a quick little look. And Stephen Moffat says no. He says not today. And closes the door right in front of Jack Ashton. Respectful driving from the 2 of them. Obviously these guys were both at the front of the last race. Unfortunately Jack Ashton did get a bit of a tap from Stephen Moffat. Not Stephen's fault. There was just hearing that it was in fact a mistake from Josh Banwell, who was in first position at the time. And they had a bit of a collision just because Josh went into first gear by mistake. Robbed us a bit of a finale, unfortunately, but these 2 guys are making sure that we keep on top of that. Whilst these 2 are battling, Jake Biggerstaff is catching slightly, 2/10 of a lap. So might be that Jake gets back involved with this battle as these 2 drivers are working hard, and they've also got to make sure that they get past the back markers as well. So there's one of the back markers in the 1 Series. Oh, that's really caught out Jack Ashton. And Jack Ashton, oh no, he loses a place with a back marker in the way. So Jack Ashton is now side by side with Jake Biggerstaff as they come across the start-finish line. It's a bit of a drag race into turn 1. Who can break later as well? Hard to take Paddock Hill Bend on the inside line, as it's such a difficult corner that just comes away from you as it goes down. So a 2-story drop. Really amazing. If you've ever been to Brands Hatch, you can see how much it really drops away from you at turn number 1. So Jack Ashton actually managed to defend there from Biggerstaff, and Biggerstaff is still hungry, still looking for more. This might gift Stephen Moffat a bit of a break, really. Him and Ashton and Moffat were having a good close battle until they had the incident with the back markers, and could allow Moffat to just concentrate on pulling away, whilst Biggerstaff and Ashton are busy occupying each other with attacking and defensive moves. It was never optimal to either be on the offensive or defensive. You can always lose quite a bit of time, and Moffat actually pulled over half a second on these two drivers on the last lap. In the background, Will Murphy as well has, you see, the second of the two Honda Yasses, and we're on board with him now. Well, as Greg Moore recovers, he's had a bit of a mistake coming into clearways. So Will Murphy's recovered into 4th place. Actually came from all the way in 11th. Greg Moore's all over the place in this one. He's had another incident. Not sure what's happening with him. Elsewhere, really close between 6th and 7th place. This is Tom Simpkins in the Ford Focus, and Matt Goodger-Scott in the Team Hard Toyota Avensis. Coming round turn 1, down the hill. Is close between these two drivers as they cut back onto to Druids. Bit wide there from Simpkins, unless he's having a look there. No, he hasn't got the best of runs. Oh, much better run from Simpkins out of Graham Hill Bend. He's now all over the back of Goodger-Scott. Oh, and late on the brakes from Simpkins. He doesn't got the best line, and neither did Goodger-Scott as they come across the line to complete their 10th lap. We've only got, 1.5 laps remaining. Elsewhere, it's quite close between Ashton and Biggerstaff again. Murphin is catching up as well. Biggerstaff putting a lot of pressure on the 1 Series BMW of Jack Ashton, and they've got lots of back markers ahead of them as well. Coming through the last couple of corners, and one of the back markers gets out of shape, and they both escape unscathed. So we're just about to start the last lap. So Stephen Moffat, who's our race leader, is on the last lap. We're going to follow this battle for 2nd, 3rd, and potentially 4th as well if Murphy can get involved. But it's certainly close between Biggerstaff and Ashton. Biggerstaff has a look up the inside. And his best hope is going to have to be into clearways, you have to think. Well, he might have slightly messed it up with a bit of a compromise entrance into the last hairpin at Druids. And unless this back marker really gets in the way, and he doesn't, Jack Ashton will take 2nd place. But if we follow our race leader and race winner, Stephen Moffat, across the line, so congratulations to Stephen Moffat. He takes the victory in race number 2. Jack Ashton takes race number 2. 2nd in race 2. Biggerstaff in 3rd, Will Murphy in 4th, Banwell in 5th, Simpkins in 6th. Goodger-Scott all over the back of him as they come across the start-finish line. Very close to these two drivers. It's then going to be Hawksworth, potentially followed by Irwin. It's close between these two guys, and Rob Munns as well. So plenty of battling still going on as we follow Ben Irwin. He's not going to be able to make it, so Hawksworth finishes in 8th place, Irwin in 9th, Rob Munns in 10th position. Ben Howard has already finished in 11th place, Sam Terry in 12th, 13th place is Ryan Holden, 14th Marcus Mills, and Greg Moore in 15th position. That's the end of the 2nd race. We're now going to take a 3-minute break before the start of the grand final. It's going to be 20 laps long, the grand final. It will start with those drivers who have done the best on at the start, as far up the grid as possible, and those drivers who are still yet lots to prove, starting from the back of the grid. So bear with us for 2 minutes. We're going to give you an overview of the venue with the webcam. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, do let us know either on Facebook or YouTube. We are streaming on both of those today. Do stick around. The next race will start at approximately 8 minutes past 8. The next race will start at approximately 8 Okay, so guys, we're just about to start tonight's grand final. 20 laps long, 14 drivers. We're going to wish all the best to the drivers. You can see them taking their seats. And here we go. So here we are on the grid for tonight's grand final. Stephen Moffat starts on pole position in the BMW 1 Series. Will Murphy in the Honda Civic Yuasa Team Dynamics car. The Pertec Honda of Josh Banwell third. Jake Biggerstaff starting in fourth place in the second of the two Yuasa Hondas. And in fifth place is Jack Ashton in Andy Prio's last year's BMW 1 Series touring car. We're just waiting for the lights. You can see them come on. And they go green, and away we go. Good start there from Jake Biggerstaff. Jake Biggerstaff's actually made his way all the way round Will Murphy. Will Murphy's had a very bad start as the drivers come round turn number one. Oh, and the Pertec Honda got very wide there. That was the Josh Banwell's car. And Josh Banwell's dropped down to fifth place, and he started third on the grid. Close here, Jack Ashton's really pushing hard on... he's had a bit of a moment, actually. Jack Ashton losing places, down to sixth. He was up into fourth after turn number one. He's now down behind Ben Irwin and is in sixth place after a bit of a moment coming out of Graham Hill. Stephen Moffat leads by 0.8 of a second, and we're going to follow Jack Ashton for a bit. It's bound to be lots of overtaking. Who our SRTCC championship leader into turn number one. He's going to be very desperate to win this race, as the drivers are very close. Comes up the inside then. Oh, sorry, we've got a bit of a glitch. Let's just see if we can get that back up and running for you. Oh, apologies guys, 1 second. I can tell you the drivers are still going round, but we are not. I'll try and keep you up to date whilst we try and sort this out for you guys. So I'm hearing Jack Ashton's had a bit of an issue whilst we try and get these guys back on screen. Apologies. Coming back live in just 5 seconds. So Jack Ashton, I think, has now dropped down into 7th place.
Right, so this first bit here, Jack Ashton's pole turning in somewhat.
Right, so I'm back up and running. Let me just put you guys back on screen as well. I'm sure you're enjoying looking at Greg Moore and James Leach. But there we are, back on live. So Jack Ashton down in 8th place. He won't be very happy with that at all. I can't bring a replay at the moment. We'll see if we can bring a replay at the end of the race. Stephen Moffat's leading at the front. Oh, and it's close here between the two Honda, well, in fact, 3 Honda drivers. Will Murphy is the first of the two Yuasa Hondas, the Team Dynamics cars, and then we've got Josh Banwell in the Pertec, the blue car, in 4th place as they come into clearways for the 4th time in this grand final. And a little bit wide potentially from Biggerstaff. No, he managed to hold on to it nicely. Sorry, not Biggerstaff, it was Murphy. If we go on board with Biggerstaff, this is Biggerstaff coming in across the start-finish line. And into turn one, a bit of a wiggle from Murphy, and Banwell is now all over the back of Biggerstaff. Oh, there's a back marker who's locked up and gone wide at the hairpin. Cut back from Banwell as they come down the hill into Graham Hill Bend. Banwell has to back out of that, and he gets very, very sideways. In fact, that was Moffat. So that was our race leader. Sorry, it wasn't a back marker. That was Stephen Moffat, our race leader, made a mistake into turn number 1. Turn number 2 and he's now down in 4th place, which means Will Murphin is leading. Jake Biggerstaff is now in 2nd place, with Banwell behind him in 3rd. We're now with Moffat in the BMW in for 4th place. And coming into Paddock Hill Bend, you see how much more sideways the front wheel drive cars do tend to get round there. And a bit wide from Banwell. Is that going to leave the door open for Moffat as they come down the hill? I think it does. Moffat takes 3rd place unless Banwell's got any answers coming to Graham Hill. No, he doesn't. So close between our top 4 drivers. So elsewhere we've got Tom Simpkins in 5th place. So here was contact with Tom Simpkins that actually ended up causing Jack Ashton to have a half spin, which is why he's now down in 7th. Ben Irwin's in 6th. I'm sure Race Control will be investigating that. Jack Ashton is in 7th, as I mentioned. We've then got Rob Munns in 8th, Marcus Mills in 9th, Mike Goodger-Scott in 10th place, Ben Howard in 11th, Jake Hawksworth in 12th, Ryan Holden in 13th, Sam Terry in 14th place, as Moffat is looking desperately to make up for the mistakes earlier. As the drivers come down the hill, Moffat pushing hard, and Moffat might find that he's got some it's so very well evenly balanced between these cars. It's I think the front wheel drive cars have some benefits in certain areas and not so much in others, as Moffat's going to have to navigate past this back marker carefully. He already has a bit of a moment as he does so, but he does get up the inside as long as he doesn't get knocked off by that driver, and then should all be fine. Lap 7 then of 20 on board with Biggerstaff, who's attempted to chase down Murphin for the race lead. Moffat is keeping him preoccupied at the moment though. Moffat, who had a bit of a moment coming into Druids and was leading quite convincingly, is now in 3rd place and looking for vengeance. Pushing hard to overtake the Honda. Banwell's dropped a bit off the back of this group in 4th place. He's now 2 seconds behind Moffat at the moment. Coming into the hairpin. Well, Moffat's going to try the cutback, doesn't this time. Not quite close enough at the moment. 0.3 of a second, although he's close up a lot here. Biggerstaff must have made a bit of a mistake coming out of Graham Hill Bend. So unfortunately, Moffat not able to make the most of that this time round. And down the hill once again. 0.4 of a second separate these two drivers. And just seeing elsewhere on circuit, Simpkins is in 5th place. Ben Irwin's looking to close up on him a little bit, but nothing as close as this at the moment. We'll keep an eye on all of the close battles on circuit, and Moffat is just as close. Moffat does seem to be a lot stronger through Graham Hill Bend, but all this battling between Biggerstaff and Moffat is really giving Murphin a bit of clear driving space, and I think that might be one of Will Murphin's first wins if he does take it today. We're only halfway through. Still plenty to go. Down the hill again, and Biggerstaff goes on the defensive. Can Moffat make it work around the outside? He's going to try. Oh, one of the back markers is coming back on the circuit, and he's still got the inside to Moffat. He's gone round the outside of Druids and up the inside at Graham Hill Bend, but a bit wide on the exit. Can Biggerstaff make most of that? I don't think he can. He's not going to be able to make a move into clearways. So next target for Moffat is race leader Will Murphin, 2.2 seconds down in front of these drivers, as one of the back markers gets a bit wide, does an Andy Neat and gets wide at clearways. There's a few back markers between the race leader, and Stephen Moffat in second at the moment. And Moffat's going to make his way past. So both Moffat and Biggerstaff, I think Biggerstaff's got through. No, not quite. And that's, let's just see who that was, number 3. So that's Jake Hawksworth, who's a little bit in the way for our race leaders. Biggerstaff makes a move up the inside, forces it, and this bit of playtime with Hawksworth has allowed Banwell to catch back up. And I think Banwell's made his... Oh no, there's an incident between the two of them. So just see if we can watch that again. So back marker of Hawksworth on the left hand side, Banwell on the right. Although you have to say that is all Banwell's fault in the Pertec Honda. He just comes across the front of the Ford Focus. He had the line, he had the corner. He could have just stuck to where he was and he would have been absolutely fine. So that incident there, you have to say that's all down to Banwell. And we'll try and get back to the live racing, if you just give me 1 second. So Banwell now down in, well, he's still in 4th place, but he is now under pressure from Simpkins in 5th place. And Will Murphy, let's have a look, where is he? Will Murphy coming through Graham Hill Bend now, leading by 3 seconds now ahead of Stephen Moffat. Has Moffat overheated his tyres? I'm not sure. We'll see if we can...
But it looked like someone just came back across and tapped it.
See if he's able to make any moves. I think Moffat lost a lot of time with the back markers. Biggerstaff's lost a bit of time as well. I think battling with Hawksworth in the the Ford Focus, that really cost him about 5 seconds to Moffat. So it's not close for the top 3 at the moment. I think Moffat is currently lapping slightly faster. So if you look on the left hand side, if you can see that on the screen, his last lap was a 47.128 and Will Murphy's was a 47.553. So still a bit of gap to find. 6 laps still to go of the grand final this evening. Let's see what else is going on circuit. Rob Munns and Josh Banwell having a battle. I think Munns has just got past Banwell. Let's see if we can see a replay of it. Maybe Banwell's lost it somewhere, I'm not sure.
He goes off and goes.
Oh yeah, so if we have a look at that. Oh wow, there's an incident for you. So Banwell just loses it, and then he goes into a car that's already on its roof. So if you can see it's twitching slightly, it's just that's just because it doesn't record the longitudinal position of the cars. So Banwell actually went off into an already crashed car. The battle for first is now down to 1.3 seconds. Pressure's getting to Will Murphy. 1.5 seconds between the two as they cross the line with 4 to go. They've completed 16 laps. Could be quite a close finale here. As it's down to 1.3 seconds. You should be able to see that on the left-hand side of your screen at the moment, hopefully. And hello to anyone who's watching on the... no, there wasn't a moment. We might have been having some slight glitches again on the streaming PC. I can guarantee you they're all still going on their own PCs. Whether it's just our computer, I think it is. We're having some problems with our wireless, so give us 1 second, guys. They're all fine on yours, aren't they? So bear with us, just 2 seconds, just reloading us back in, guys. Apologies, we haven't had any problems all evening, and then for the final, get all the problems. You can see lots of people in the venue. See the guys racing in the background, though. I'll try and give you the update as soon as we can. Just loading back in. About 20 seconds away from live racing again. Looks like we're back. Right, so we're now only got 2 laps remaining. I'll try and give you the gap. 2 seconds between Moffat and Muffin. So it hasn't actually gone down in the time they've been away. So this is Will Murfin's to lose. That's actually Ben Irwin we're with at the moment, who's in 4th place. All on his own, as is Tom Simpkins in 5th. He'll be happy with 5th. He's been 6th all evening, so I'm sure he'll be... sorry, there we go. There's your pictures back. So I'm sure we'll be happy with 5th position for Tom Simpkins. Rob Munns is in 6th place. Goodger Scott in the Team Hard Toyota events is in 7th. Ashton's had a torrid and a race to forget in 8th at the moment. We're on to the last lap though. This is on board. Oh no! I think Moffat just got collected by a back marker. He did, and it's okay though. He's still going, and Will Murphin is just about to take the victory in tonight's British Touring Car National Motorsport Week event. Congratulations to Will Murphin. I hope you can hear what he just shouted in the back. Well, I kind of hope you can't hear him. Well, Stephen Moffat comes in 2nd. Jay Biggerstaff in 3rd. Jake Biggerstaff might have penalties. We'll have to review that afterwards. Ben Irwin then provisionally in 3rd place. Tom Simpkins in 4th. Rob Munns in 5th place. Mike just got in 6th. Jack Ashton in 7th. Marcus Mills in 8th. Jake has been put down to 9th place for now. Jake Biggerstaff pending penalties. Then we've got Howard, Holden, Bamwell and Terry. So thank you very much for those of you watching this evening. We are going to end the broadcast. Do tune in on Saturday, which is the next race. F1 cars racing at Silverstone, and then we've got our 3-hour endurance race on the Sunday. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and we'll see you again soon.